and here we are. We are back for other 3 rounds. This time we are always in the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. This time is the Pool B and the rounds 4, 5, and 6. So, Roland, are you excited? It's the first time for you in this pool, so are a lot of new teams for you.
Yeah, that's true. So a lot of new geography to discover for me. Some African countries we have in this pool, so always good to learn new African countries, of course, and also new players. Yeah, I'm very excited. And actually, I have a team that I'm rooting for a little bit, if
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
yeah, because I went to Lebanon actually at some point, and I was invited to play a tournament there. It was the Lebanon Open, and yeah, I was treated very well. There were very nice people there, and so I'm a little bit rooting for that team. But of
Yeah.
course, commentary will be impartial. Don't worry, everybody. But yeah, in my heart, it's a little bit different, of course. In
Yeah,
any
yeah.
case, what is in store for us, Alessia?
It's in store round number 4. I guess that after the first break of the first round, we are going to you're going to have a novelty to show your secret gadget that you brought from the country that you went to visit. Will be a
Well,
surprise.
it's in the dish. It's in the dishwasher. Washer. So
Oops. So tomorrow.
maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I showed it yesterday, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but yesterday evening there are for sure different times. There are always different people watching. So,
that's true.
and also this the pool B is the perfect time for that.
I
So
know. So I should have washed it. Okay.
no problem,
Maybe I'll
you
do
will
it
watch
during the
it.
breaks. Just to please you.
No
Yeah,
stress, no
it's a
stress.
nice gadget anyway. Yeah.
By the
So
way, let's have a look at the scoreboard. Like this, we try to realize who is leading and which is which pairings to look at.
mhm.
So as you can see, there are four teams that have nearly full points. Lebanon, Bahrain, and Qatar won all this game yesterday, and Burundi won 2 and drew 1. So
Mhm.
so yeah, there this four team seems like in a good way towards the qualification. But I guess that today we are going to see a lot of direct pairings between those teams. So we will see. Yeah, we will get best position at the end. So let's see. I
Yeah.
guess we have some pairings. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And unfortunately, no clashes between the top teams yet. So this will mean most likely decisive. For example, Lebanon against the Democratic Republic of the State of Congo. You can't read it there fully, but
Yeah.
hey, that's why I'm here, geography master. Yep. So there you go. Qatar versus Mali. Well, Qatar is the big favorite there on paper, and Gabon versus Burundi. Burundi is the favorite there. San Marino versus Gambia is an interesting one because yesterday there were some issues with the San Marino players. Some people couldn't play yesterday, so we're gonna see if it happens. If we have full pairings today for that country, and then Bahrain versus Liberia. And actually, I learned that Bahrain is actually an island state, and yeah, of 55 kilometers wide and 18 kilometers long or something. Yeah,
Oh, it's like my region. It's like Barletta Bari. So I was always supposed to take a train, and yeah, it's like 55 kilometers, something like that. So I know exactly how big is that.
yeah. So yeah, once again, we have to remind everybody that this is the base division, and we are in Pool C. Sorry, we are in Pool B. I'm running ahead of myself.
Pool B, Pool B, Pool B.
Yeah, Pool B. Pool Bahrain, Burundi. Yeah, that's the way to remember.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
so anyway, this is the base division, this is the lowest division, and the top four countries of this division will qualify for the fourth division. And yeah, so that is what we're gonna check. We're gonna keep checking top countries, of course, who are leading in the current standings.
Yeah.
So, is there a particular match that you would like to take a look at, Alessio?
Well, I mean, we have, I guess, all the six team of the match Gabon Burundi, and Burundi is at 5 points and Gabon two. So I guess we can start for sure with this
All
match
right.
because we
Let's
have
go.
all these boards already. So we can start to get some information.
All right.
All right, so let's start. I guess here we find. I saw the first board somewhere. Might be here. No, here. Okay. Yes, here. Might be the first board, I'm not sure. You will give me some information. The game has just started, as we see.
I
We
will.
have
I will. Yeah, of course.
two moves,
Yeah,
d4.
this is board one.
Ah, this is board one, alright.
Yeah, this is board one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Bart Bango against Mueto Diodone. Voila. So, and this is a Banco. I love gambits. I played also Banco on my own, so I'm very happy to see that. And for all the Banco lovers, I think there are a lot of people that loves Gambit in the chat. So hype for the Gambit. Do you like Gambits, Roland?
I do. I do. It's very fun to see how they are. Yeah, how they develop. Usually they're not very good, but there are, for example, the Marshall Gambit is very good. So yeah, it's always exciting to see gambits because usually it leads to very dynamic and non-standard play,
Yeah.
much of positional moving around of the pieces, for example. So yeah, I like gambits. The Banco Gambit has a rich history itself, of course. You don't see it very often on top level though, and I guess there is a reason for that. Although practically, I've seen one of my teammates in Belgium, Ilya Zagatsky, has been playing this opening very often, and also with good results. So yeah, it's definitely an opening that cannot be underestimated. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and here, I mean, I really played a lot when I was a bit younger, when I was young. And I played this opening, and B6
Mhm.
I remember is one of the main way to face actually the gambit, not accepting it. Uh, but I'm not sure if all this is theory.
yeah.
Yeah,
B6 is a sideline. Usually, you want to open up the queen side with black, with the bishop coming to a6, and with the pawn on a6. Yeah, it is harder for black to develop in an active way. So yeah, white is saying, I'm not going to take your pawn. I'm just going to disrupt your development. So
yeah,
yeah, and usually you want to put a knight on c4 with knight f3, knight d2. I'm sure you know all about it, by the way. So, and I guess that, yeah, I don't know. This looks like all very normal moves for black
yeah.
and white.
I agree. I agree. So we can maybe try to find out another game of this match. And here we are with another game. We have Charmy Bryce, Stefan, Ogno, and the game is even bigger actually. And against Mr. Wilfred Tamtungiro, something like that. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and we have the Spanish defense with knight f6. That is the Berlin line.
Mhm.
But here we don't have the main way to face it. That would be castle.
Mhm. Yep.
But white is playing queen d2. Any information about those players?
On those players, okay, let me check. So we've got, I think we're looking at board two at the moment.
Might be a women board, I guess.
You are, no, this is board two, I believe. Yeah, I believe this is board two.
Okay, we trust you, and your
Yeah,
chess result is much better than me trying to understand from picture.
Yeah, this is
So,
board two. Yeah, so we have Stephen and Wilfried. Yeah.
okay, sorry,
Yeah.
Steven. I thought you were in the women board, but it's okay.
Okay, so you're not welcome in that country either. So there
Yeah,
you go.
banned for
Making a good
life.
name of yourself.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, this is a very early stage. Do you know Queenie 2? Can you give some.
Yeah, Queenie 2. I don't know where the name is exactly coming from, but they usually call it the Worrell system. And
Mm,
Worrell system, the idea of Queenie 2 is that you're going to go short castle, rook d1, and then c3 and d4. And that could be an asset to have the rook on d1, because because the rook on d1 is indirectly eyeing the queen on d8. So that could lead to some problems for
yes.
black. I know, for example, a Dutch player called Sergei Tiviakov who's been playing
Ah,
this system
yeah.
consistently. And yeah, there have been a lot of top grandmasters who have played the system as well. I believe the most popular period was in the 90s that this system was quite popular.
Great. So we are going to see uh, what will happen here. And here seems like we have. Okay, I think that this game will restart. Let's hope. Because it was aborted. And here we have another game of this match is Tari Bongon Gombele. Oh my gosh. Against Clark Kevin against Kevin. But okay, I challenge you to read his username. I mean the surname. So Roland
Okay.
shows also your speaking ability, pronouncing ability.
Yeah, so it's Claire, Kevin, Mishimirimana. Mishimirimana.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm happy that at the end of
hopefully.
these days we will be very, yeah, very comfortable with these long names, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you don't know how often people ask me how do you exactly pronounce my name as well. So now I feel how it is to be on the other side of that, you know?
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we have a non-standard opening here as well.
On the
So
fielder, at the fielder, but with an immediate d5. Seems like this pawn. I mean, mostly is very usual that you try to develop all your pieces, and clearly to do it faster you might move one piece at a time and not lose too much time with your pawns. So the pawn was perfectly fine on d6, and it was the time really to bring the pieces out. Like knight f6 is a normal move, also knight c6 would be possible. So I guess d5 is not a great move because it opens us the position, but let's face it, white has just this queen out that will actually help white to develop his pieces, for example with knight c3.
yeah, d5 is not a move you see very often. By the way, we're looking at board 5, so I believe that's a youth board.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, okay, okay, so you're absolutely right. And white has developed a knight, and black has not developed any small piece yet. And it's white to move so often knight c3. White has developed two pieces, and black has none at the moment. So yeah, this is looking good for white. Bishop b4, perhaps bishop d3 as an answer for white, and then maybe short castle. Yeah,
I
it should be good for white, but it's by no means lost anyway. So
but
we have to see if white can get an advantage.
let me ask the chat what happens after bishop d3 and queen take d4. I guess everyone should know this famous trick, but I want to see the chat answering on that. And
Yeah.
we go on. So let's. You were quite fast. You were quite fast. It's a very famous trick. Bishop d3,
Yeah.
queen take b4, bishop b5, and the queen here is sadly lost. So never let your queen hanging, especially if there is a queen that is looking at your queen and a bishop that could give check. So be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, and there's actually one person in the chat saying after bishop d3 the knight is hanging.
Ah, yeah.
So that's clever. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yeah, they're taking their time. Of course, the time control is 15 minutes plus 5. And yeah, so these games could take a while, of course. And actually, the black player here is taking its time,
Yeah,
especially in the first what is it, 6 or 7 moves, I believe.
six
Yeah,
moves. Sorry.
yeah. So yeah, this is taking a long time. Maybe we should take a look at a game that has progressed a little more.
Yes, sure. Here we have another board of this match. So I guess might be the sixth board, at least from the rating. And we are Darlan Tolo against Deborah Burundi. Oh, this was nice. A nice, an
Yeah,
easy nickname, just a name followed by the country. Hello, Deborah.
this is the last board that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what's going on? I don't know. It's materials more or less equal. What kind of opening was this then?
Yes, for
Take a
four
look.
knights opening, and with a3. Wow, I have never seen
Oh,
that.
A3? Really? That's actually not a bad move. I think Carlson actually played it at some point. Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, there is some sort of repertoire behind this, and it could lead to very interesting play. There's this teammate of mine who likes to try and test my knowledge about this opening with A3. And yeah, it's kind of funny. So normal moves here for black are D5 to try and get a Scotch, but then with the black pieces, and the move A3 is not always a very good move there.
Mm-hmm.
You could also play a move like Bishop C5, also quite normal. A5 would not be the best move, I believe. You could also just say, okay, if you're going A3, then I'm going A6, eh?
Yeah, yeah,
What do you want?
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so there are
Bishop
different ways to
c5
play.
was happening. But
Okay.
now knight take e5, I guess, is probably an idea.
Yeah, that's the idea then, yeah. And then you get some sort of yeah, it should be okay for black after knight takes e5, um, d4, bishop d6. But I believe that white is then gonna go for f4 actually. And the
Yeah.
point is that a3 is a good move because it
Which point?
prevents
Which point?
before d takes e5, you actually don't
Oh,
take the knight on e5. You leave it and you play
wow.
f4. And one of the moves that you very often see without the pawn on a3 is bishop b4 after the move knight g6, e5, and then bishop b4.
Ah, and
Yeah.
a3. Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, so white is trying to be clever. There are good ways of dealing with this opening. It's by no means mainstream, but it's tricky, and it's definitely an interesting surprise weapon. Yeah.
Interesting. I guess I will use it sometimes. So,
No, no, please don't. We all want you to play the Grop, Alessia. You are the one and only true defender of that opening. So don't you ever leave that one, okay?
yeah, no, I mean, it's fine, but I can also try sometimes other openings. I hope. I hope.
The
I
Dutch.
see 1g4 in the chat.
There you go. Okay, so H3 played. Yeah, okay, so yeah, what are we to make of this? H3, normal move, not a bad move at all. But you are a bit slow with your development. So black is
Yeah.
going short castle, and this should be yeah, just
Okay,
better.
b3 is not a traditional way to develop the bishop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually you put the bishop with d3 and bishop e3 in the center of the board.
So let's see,
So
bishop e6, bishop b2, queen e7, d3. And knight h5. Knight h5, and knight is hanging there. So I guess my first thought is knight to take here, which is a typical
yeah, does it
tactic
work is the question.
in the position.
It might very well work. I'm wondering about a move like knight g3. but it seems to be okay
Because
for.
I can take just on c6 probably, and after
Yeah.
knight take e2 I just take back and I'm a solid pawn up.
Yeah, yeah, and now you can maybe even play. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
So I guess yeah, this is a good way to face it,
So
but we
yeah,
have knight
win.
d5, no taking that pawn, but putting the knight on a nice square. Bishop take, e take d5, knight d4, and oh, but now is winning a piece. Knight takes e4. Same idea, but this time is not grabbing a pawn, but is
Ooh, so
grabbing.
yeah, we've got a worse version of your. Wow, that's actually if White fought ahead of that, if the Bora fought ahead of that, then it's actually kind of brilliant there.
You know, I think that White didn't think of that, and the proof is that he played c3 here. So I guess not, was
Mhm.
not thinking of that, because if not, c3 is a bit a pity.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Big chance missed there. Actually, now Black has a chance to win an exchange with Knight takes e2, Queen takes e2, and Knight g3.
Oh, wow, that's true. Okay, knight e2, queen e2, and let's show it because it's very nice. And the knight seems hanging on g3, but the bishop is spinning the pawn, and so the pawn can't take the knight. And this very smart guy that was risking his life on h5 is now going to capture a queen or a rook. I guess White will leave the rook, but let's see if this happened. What do you think, Roland? Did it happen?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I have faith
No.
in Daria. I have faith in Daria.
But it's good to have faith, but this didn't happen. So we have knight take f3, bishop take f3. No, but no! Now we have knight on g3. But might be wrong because d4 here
Yeah.
might be winning a piece again. d4.
D4. It doesn't win a piece, but it wins the minor exchange, so two pieces for a rook, which is
That's true.
also, yeah, just a good thing, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But was
D4.
played rook e1, which is also a logical move and makes sense because d4 is now a threat as well. The
No,
knight might be hanging after d4, the queen is in the same line of the rook, so I like rook e1, it's actually a natural move, and
yeah,
yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, exactly. So black needs to move the bishop, I believe, in order not to lose, or the knight, in order not to lose a piece, because after queen f6, which has been played, and now the move d4 is once again in the position.
Yeah, yeah, and now two pieces are under attack, so I guess black is in trouble. And black is taking on d4, which I think makes stuff even harder because now I guess black will lose two pieces because after bishop take d4, the queen is under attack and the knight is under attack as well. And
Mm.
so, guys, that's sad for black.
Yeah, that's a big pity for black. Yeah, unfortunately. So I want to give a small update on the other pairings.
Sure.
So yeah, San Marino had three players who couldn't make it, or there were some issues, and so Gambia is in a 3-0 lead there because of the problems that San Marino players have. And there is a decisive result between Bahrain and Liberia. Uh, Board 2 was a victory for Bahrain, so they are in the lead with 1-0.
Geography master, do you know where is San Marino?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's see, it's next to Italy.
Yeah, it's into Italy basically. It's inside the Italian territory, so I know they speak also Italian, but how do they not uh, bring players? How is possible, guys? Come on, come on.
Oh, yeah, shout out to the San Marino players. Participate. Come on, this is a good event. Yeah. Well, San Marino is a very small country, I believe.
Yeah, it's
I
a city
think,
basically. It's a city with few thousands of people. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there must be some good reason or some problem somehow. So
Yeah.
it can happen, and yeah, we'll see if they can, of course, play in the next round, but we'll see. In any case,
All right, so
let's continue with the match, I would say.
yes, I guess here will be one clear point for white, so one clear point for Burundi. But let's go back to the other games. Like this, we can have an idea what will happen in this match. This king looks really, really in danger on this 7, especially because there is a knight that is ready to go, for example, to f7, giving a check and attacking the rook. So it's kind of risky position. I guess this one was the maybe the women board.
Kevin against Tari.
I know. Then maybe the junior.
Yeah, I think this is board 5. Yeah.
Okay, board
Yeah,
5.
so that is the youth board on this one.
Yeah. So what about this position? There is still a piece hanging here, but I don't know. What do you think, Roland?
It looks winning for white. Just knight of 7, I believe, and you win the rook on
It's
h8.
black to move, by the way. So
If
there
it's
is a
black to
piece
move,
hanging on b5.
if it's then it's oh wow, okay, that makes things a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think it's good for white. A takes b5, then knight takes b5. King has to go, and then you play knight c7, winning the rook on a8, and the knight has 2 clear squares to go out of the a8 square. So yeah, I think this is good for white.
So should be an exchange up.
Yeah, as far as I can see, that's what it is at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless black has some.
I'm thinking about knight d4.
Rook takes d4.
Because then the king has the square on c6 and it's not
But
losing.
in any case, then white would be 2 pawns up.
Yeah, that's true.
And still an active knight, for example, after knight d6.
Oh, and what about maybe knight d5 and then king e6 is the same?
Yeah, that is more or less the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so white will be 2 pawns up in that case. Maybe black has a way of, has a way of maybe capturing the knight, but I don't know. After a takes b5, knight takes b5, it feels okay. Black has king e6, knight c7, king f5.
Ow!
On f4.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the king on f4, gotta say, looks quite scary, but might be that it's perfectly safe.
Yeah, and then we have a very interesting material difference. Black has a rook versus a bishop and a knight, plus 2 pawns. So that is interesting. What would you pick? Would you rather pick the rook and 2 pawns, or would you rather pick the bishop and the knight?
No, I guess rook and 2 pawns. I would start to push here everything and okay, bringing first the knight back probably here and then start to push the pawn, and I would definitely pick white.
All right.
What about you?
There is a Scottish very famous line where you also get two pieces for the rook and 2 pawns.
Yes.
And it is regarded as perfectly fine for the black side. So
yeah, actually a plate is in my repertoire, that line.
There you go.
In the Scotch with knight f6, you mean, no?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that black is doing okay there. I don't know which color I would pick. I would pick either color. I think both colors would be okay. Maybe white is a little bit more easy to play. I don't know. You just push the pawns and put the rooks on active squares, so maybe it's a little more easy. But on the other hand, it's just a matter of taste, I believe, because the position is about equal.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if there is an update on this position, because we have knight d5, which is weird. I mean, the knight is hanging on d5. So I honestly don't understand this move.
Yeah, maybe he was doing what he initially thought. So rook takes d5, king goes to A takes b5 and then knight takes b5, king e7, like you suggested before. Maybe it will transpose to that line. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the knight
Yeah,
d5.
the problem is that there is knight c7.
Yeah.
Maybe knight e7 can be an
Yeah.
idea. Avoiding at least the double attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a bit weird, I have to say, to just leave a knight there.
Yeah.
Might be a blunder, just not.
I think so too. I think the only move was a takes b5 and then king e6 and king f4, f5.
All right, so here the Gabon player is doing well, so it would be like 1-1 according to our
Yeah, we already have a decisive result though, a win for Burundi.
Oh,
So let me check which board that was. I'm not sure if we covered that.
no, we didn't cover that board.
No, not yet. It was board 2 of the women. So board 4 in total, and that was a win for Burundi.
Okay, so Burundi is 1-0. And here we have actually quite a good position for white. I see the king is in danger, and actually I can count an extra rook for white. Yeah, and I see also our dear computer is announcing a mate in 3. So I guess something related to queen g3 and rook f5 will be a nice mate.
Yeah, I agree.
So Gabon is back one more time.
Yeah, let me quickly check again which board.
I guess this is the first board.
Yeah, you're right. This is board 1.
All right, let's go to this other game here. Is Stefan that I thought was the women board. I should maybe not repeat my failure against Wilfred. And yeah, this is the Spanish with Queen e2. We said that they're one of the most famous player of this line. Spanish with Queen e2 is exactly Tibiakov, as Roland said. He's also a Dutch grandmaster. Yeah, let's see what is happening here. What is happening now?
Yeah, this is an interesting Spanish position. Yeah, you get positions like this also in other lines, but yeah, I mean the difference is now that after bishop takes e8, okay, I would have played bishop takes e8 there.
Oh.
Instead of d takes e5 as white. The reason being that after bishop takes e8, yeah, there are still a lot of pieces hanging for black, so that would have probably won the exchange. But...
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue with the game then. So
I agree. So black is now. I mean, there is a piece hanging on g3. That's why.
Oh.
There was a piece hanging on g3.
P6. Oh no. Oh, is this gonna be the situation where the knight will be hanging for a long time? No, okay, bishop e3 played.
Yeah. Bishop e3. And but still I think black is doing pretty fine. Actually black is a pawn up. And I guess something like knight d5, f5 can be an idea, f5, f4. Maybe first king h8 to put the king in a safer place. I like this position for black.
Yeah, I would choose black too, but on the other hand, white does have good compensation for the pawn so far. Bishop d4 with ideas connected, bishop takes f6 and knight takes e4. Looks very reasonable, so I'm not too sure how big black's advantage is here. Maybe after bishop takes f6, it's actually dead equal. Knight takes e4, queen e5, the knight gets traded for the bishop on d6. It should be about equal, I believe, now.
Yeah, I agree.
White brings the pawn back.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let me give a small update on the scores again. So Bahrain is leading 4-0 against Liberia.
Wow.
And Mali and Qatar, there were some issues also with the players disconnecting or not
Mm-hmm.
being there on time. So Qatar takes the lead there with 3-2. And okay, Lebanon versus the Democratic Republic of the State of Congo. Yep. 5-0 for Lebanon, and that's no surprise. Lebanon is. Oh, actually, that was because also of five players not being there at the start of the
Oh,
games, unfortunately.
okay. Yeah, that's 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 the connection part of.
That's the connection part, yeah. So we have a tough connection problem for those players, unfortunately. Oh well, there's not much we can do about it. So in any case, these are victories for Lebanon, who in any case were the clear favorite to win that match.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually believe that Lebanon is going to win this pool.
Yeah.
Is that too daring to say, or what? I wasn't there yesterday to cover the B pool, but did you have a talk with Simon about who might be the potential winner here?
Yeah. I think Lebanon was by far one of her. I think we both picked like favorites Lebanon, Bahrain, and Qatar.
Okay.
But I guess I took San Marino, but I don't remember what Simon picked as a fourth. But I think we are both verified. Maybe Congo, which is at 0 points.
Okay.
So might be. I'm maybe the chat remembers better than me. Yeah, but definitely, I think I would pick Gabon today, if I would pick a fourth.
Gabon. Okay, okay. So they are playing against Burundi, and Burundi is now number 4 in the standings, I believe. So that is
Yeah,
a daring. That's a daring bet you took there. Are you
yeah.
sure you want to put money on that bet?
We didn't talk about money. We didn't talk
Oh.
about money, but
Or
yeah,
anything else? I don't know.
yeah, 500 push-ups.
500? Yeah, you would.
No, joking. Better to put money then.
Yeah.
But let's see what is happening, because I thought that actually Gabon was doing good against, yeah, for example, here we have a victory for Gabon, and here, no, this is not Gabon. Uh, Here
Yep.
we have Gabon again. That is actually, oh, losing. So, okay, Burundi is doing better. Yeah, it's a full piece up. I don't know. So how did it happen? I'm a bit confused. I mean, I guess there were just two bishop at on the board.
Um.
How did that happen? I'm trying to go through the game. Oh, was left. I mean, maybe it was left there. Yeah, it was.
Oh, we were
Um.
here, so a lot of stuff happened actually.
So yeah, knight e4 is attacking both knight and knight f6. Bishop
Oh,
e7
okay.
is the move needed to protect, but black missed that, and that's why yeah, white is a piece up. So I guess actually I'm wrong. I should bet on Burundi,
Well,
because
it's not too late to do that, so you can have it. I didn't place my bets yet, so there you go.
yeah.
Gentleman Master Roland. How about that?
Wow.
All right. So my title, my G gets so many meanings now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
also have many meaning for my half, but maybe we can try to find more.
Shall I play the geography master for just a second? So,
Sure.
Alessia, do you know where the country of Burundi is actually?
Burundi. I guess in Africa.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. But where in Africa? The south, the east, the west, the north? Where is it?
East.
Partly true. Yeah, yeah. I'll give that. I'll give that a B minus. Yeah, because actually Burundi, if you consider, okay, this is gonna be don't freak out. If Africa is like a human body, then Burundi will be the right kidneys. Is that weird?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
probably very weird. Okay. Anyways, Burundi
Ah,
is
so it's west.
more or less in the center of the left kidney. Then. Yeah, it's more or less the in the middle of the continent of Africa, and more or less to the east. Yeah,
Ah, to the east.
a little bit
Okay.
to the east. Yeah.
But right would not be the west side?
It depends how you look at it. It could be the left or the. Well, never mind. It's in the middle of the country. It's in the middle of the continent. Okay, okay. I need to stop doing this. Okay. Chat, it's in the middle of the country. Forget the kidney story. It's in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
It is about it's a small country though compared to, for example, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go, geography master with a weird
Okay,
weird
here we
analogy.
have an end
Okay,
game.
we're
Probably
good.
actually is another team because I gotta leave because here I guess that white is completely winning. So let's move to this other game that is actually between Bahrain and Liberia. That is currently 4-0 for Liberia. So actually the match is already winning for Bahrain.
Yep.
Um,
But
let's.
Liberia is looking good at this game. Yeah, Liberia is winning the A7 pawn, or I should say Abigail versus Rania. And yeah, this is looking winning for white after rook takes A7. Look how nicely the knight on A5 is totally being dominated by the bishop on D5. The knight can't go anywhere at the moment. And of course, after rook takes A7, the A6 pawn will start running over the board. And there's not much black can do about it.
Yes, yes. All right. So, okay, time I guess will go and bye bye. Yes. So, I guess let me remind everyone what we are doing here. This is the FIDE Online Olympiad is a tournament that is a worldwide event that where 163 teams are playing. Is really one of the hugest events that we are playing in the world, and is clearly this team are not playing all together in the open, but they are divided into 5 division according to the strength. Clearly now we are in a base division. This is the second day of the tournament, a tournament that will last for more than 1 month, and the best 12 team of this division will qualify for the next division, that is division 4, and we will go on from division 4 to division 3 and then to division 2 and at the end to the top division, and at the very end the best teams will face each other in a KO tournament in order to have the winner of the 2020 FIDE Online Olympiad. So will be a long event. Stay tuned for the whole event. Don't sleep, don't eat, stay there, don't miss any moment. And then we will have no chess viewer anymore because they will all die. And yeah, so I guess the round is nearly at is last.
Yeah, we almost are done with round 4 in this pool. Yeah, let's of course check which games are still being played.
Yeah, here
Okay.
white from Burundi seems in a very leading position. I hope just there will be no stalemate. That could
Mhm.
be after the move h6 would be stalemate.
Nicely done. Yeah, Wilfried
Yeah.
did not go for a stalemate there. Very
Yeah, so I guess will be mate in 2 actually. After king h6, queen g6 is mate.
Yeah.
GG.
All right.
GG. So we
yeah,
have last two games.
Burundi going strong, I believe.
Against United Kingdom.
Uh, United. Ah, yeah, United Kingdom. I believe that is actually the Democratic Republic of No, there was some flag issues with the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm just gonna say Congo, just to make
Okay.
it a little bit easier. Against Katie Lau. Okay, let me check which game that actually
Actually, we
is.
have checked game. We have the mate. And this might be the last game of the day. We have Gambia against San Marino. Actually, one of the only player, Nicolo Gasperini, one of the only player in San Marino, and one also. How many of San Marino were not paired? I guess three.
I see free boards not being
Yeah,
occupied, so that means free losses, automatic losses for San Marino.
which means that you cannot win any match, and this is, yeah, this is then very hard for San Marino.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, well, it's yeah. Sometimes these things just happen. What can you do?
Yeah, it's a small country, that's why. I guess it's not the internet connection the problem, but should be really the lack of player. Basically, there are
Could be,
probably no female players or very few. I don't know.
could be. Well, I heard a story about San Marino. So San Marino also has a soccer team, a football team, and actually players that are playing in the football team are actually the mailman, the milk bringer, and yeah, farmers, normal people basically are playing in the official team of San Marino football, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that could be also the same for, of course, the chess team.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
might be.
So no professionals, just people having fun, more or less.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, we are in the base division once again, so that means we are in the lowest division. So you will not see top grandmasters in this section. Uh, of course, when we move on next week to Division 4 and after that Division 3, you will see that the players and the teams will be stronger and stronger. So then we will have more quality games, uh, most likely, than this, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, but at the moment, I guess we are done. I guess this game is uh, probably going to end up soon, either in a stalemate or in a victory for White. Uh, but I guess will be a nice victory for White. Should be made in few moves. Let's see.
Let's
Let's.
see. So let's see. We are looking at San Marino game again, and yeah, okay, San Marino not looking too hot in this.
No. Let's say there is no way to win this game. There is maybe just a way to draw, or is there a way
Maybe
to win?
I was thinking about something. So what if, for example, White now is running out of time?
I guess it's
Black
win.
win then, or is it a draw nowadays?
I, I guess it would be a victory because there is a possible mate on the board.
That's true, but I think that yeah, okay. But for example, when I was playing on Chess.com, we had an end game where we only had two knights, and I believe that the game was ending in a draw. But I don't know what the Chess.com rule is there. We could check with our yeah supporters to maybe
Yeah,
clarify that.
I'm
But
curious. I'm curious because I mean on real chess should be. I mean on chess.tv, how should it be? I'm confused.
yeah, it might be yeah. So it
Arbiter.
might
We need
be.
an arbiter. Where are the arbiters?
Yeah,
Chess.com
well,
uses US rules, they say.
I don't. I think we should stop asking difficult questions because it makes it so hard. Okay, so let's see. Are there still games playing actually?
Yeah, in the chat they write FIDE arbiter here, but you are not giving a reply. Or maybe yes. Ah,
Well,
no, no,
I see, you
they're
see in
writing.
the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, you see in the chat some arbiters, and it would be on a draw on chess.com, and on the board chess it would be a win for black. So
So
yeah,
thank you
it
so
should
much,
be.
arbiters.
Yeah, thank you for that information. It should be that there's a difference between the FIDE rules then and the chess.com rules. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that is interesting because this is actually a FIDE chess event. So which rules are then going to be taken? The FIDE rules or
Oh,
the
that's
chess.com rules?
true. Oh, that's true because I
Yeah,
mean I think gotta be the feeder rules. I don't know.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. Might be. Let's see. I don't know. I might ask. Better to ask because that's true. This
Better
is
to ask.
tricky.
Yeah, we'll ask them in the break. It's hard to it's when you have a website like chess.com, it's hard to change the rules for a specific event. They might
Yeah.
have done it. We have chess.com has a very hardworking software group behind the scenes, so it could be very well that they have changed it into the feeder rules, but we'll have to recheck. It should be interesting.
So we
Recheck.
have some results. We know that Lebanon won 6-0 against Congo. Qatar and Mali, we have 3-3. Bahrain, Liberia, we have 4-1. There is one game not still in. I guess San Marino lost against Gambia. Probably we just saw that Gambia was also this game. And Gabon, Burundi, still we don't know, but we will know after the break. So
Yeah.
we'll go in a short break, and then we will have round 5, round 6 of the day, and then we are going to have the next pool. It's a never-ending commentary, guys. So yeah, now let's take a short break and see you soon for the round 5. We are
Hello,
back.
everybody. Yes, welcome back to round five of the Pool C base division. So, yeah, we had an exciting round before. There were also some issues, unfortunately, with players not being able, with the right connection, internet connection problems, most likely. Yeah, we are, of course, trying to solve everything in the meantime. And we also had an answer to the question that we asked before we went on a break. And that is what rules are actually in in effect here in this tournament. So, for example, if you have a two knights end game and only kings on the board, will it be considered a draw or will it be considered a win for the player who is flagged? Well, it's actually the case that the Chess.com rules are in effect, but sometimes they can be overruled by the FIDE rules. In any case, here you have the standings as well of the pools. So we are now at Pool B, and we are going to start with the round five in just a moment. And yeah, we're going to take a look at what pairings we have in store as well. Let's see which match would be interested to follow.
Yes, just one stuff to notice: Gabon against Burundi is 3-3. So I guess both of these teams have chances to qualify. So I
Okay.
guess yes. I guess the game have started already. Roland, do you see them?
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, so let's take a
That's
look.
good. So maybe let's show shortly the pairings. Like this, we know what to follow. So we are now at the round five, and I see already a direct encounter: Lebanon against Bahrain. Let's see shortly. You see, is they are
Yes.
both leading with 8 points. So I guess it's definitely the rank that we are going to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the most interesting one. As you guys can see, these are the current number one and number two in the standings. And actually, these two are also on paper the two favorites to qualify for the next division, especially Lebanon. I'm actually inclined to say that Lebanon might be the strongest team out of all the pools. Yeah, before the matches were started, I checked every team in the base division, and
Wow.
Lebanon was like, yeah, was a team that stood out to me there. They have very good chances to win, I
All
believe.
right.
Yeah,
So let's see. Might be that they even qualify for Division 3. Let's see.
yeah, that would be interesting as well. So this is the base division. The top teams, the top four teams, qualify for the next division, which is the fourth division. And yeah, if the top three players then of the fourth division, they qualify then for the third division. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this the first board? I guess I see International Master, I see a FIDE Master. So I guess might be the first or the second board of the open section of the open boards.
All right. Yeah. Let me refresh one or two things.
So I shortly see the opening that was a 4 knight, the Scotch variation. This is all theory. Here is all well known. Castle and castle, bishop c5, it's c6. So this is all theory.
Mhm.
And black plays bishop e6. Yeah. And there is this endgame where the black has the bishop here, but there's a bad structure on the king side. White, on the other hand, has a perfectly safe pawn structure.
Mhm.
But let's say the bishop here and also this pawn controlling the center might be enough compensation for this bad structure. What do you
Yeah.
think about this position? I play it as black, but I don't have a clear idea how should go on. So might be structure instructive.
Yeah. So white. Well, this I played this opening as well from black and the white side. So, and actually, this position is more or less equal. It's very hard to find a good plan for white and for black. One thing that is important for white is the square on f5. A very common idea here is to reroute the knight to f5 or try and exchange bishops, and then the knight has a very nice uh, place, a square on f5 to sit on. So yeah, that is the one that is the most important, but there are easy ways for black to yeah, make sure that that doesn't happen. And actually, if there's a knight on f5 at the current position, black could just take the knight, and it would be like an opposite colored bishop ending with not a lot of winning chances for either side.
Okay, okay. So let's see how it went on. I see already that white is trying to bring the knight towards a better place. Actually, I guess exactly toward f5, knight e4, c5. Yeah, and there probably white is thinking, should I play knight f5 and enter in this endgame? You think that there are not really chances here.
Not really. Well, now white has the option to play knight c6 and maybe take the dark squared bishop, and then maybe somehow the pawn structure might make some sort of difference. But in general, this position should be still more or less okay. Black maybe has one weakness, that's the pawn on f6, but yeah, it's one, as Jan Timman famously said, only one weakness is not enough to win an endgame. So
Yeah,
usually, at least. Yeah.
yeah. Mostly it's important to have to create or to find a second weakness. By the way, here we have actually it's a weird decision to take like this the bishop because now the structure looks safe again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's well with the pawn on c4. Yeah, you could play like this. I don't believe it matters that much. One idea could be that, for example, after the move d4, black plays it, that white could maybe bring a rook towards the h file somehow and try to attack the h pawn. But
Maybe
yeah,
f4.
maybe f4, rook f3, rook h3. But the h pawn is also easily defended by the rook, for example, rook b7 or rook f7. So yeah, once again, it's not a lot, and I also don't really see a way for black to improve the position. Maybe yeah. Do you have a preference, perhaps? I don't think it is that much for either side.
Yeah, maybe I even prefer black. Still, I mean, this is a passed and protected pawn, and I know is clearly blocked by the bishop on d3. But still, I mean, one day I have the dream that one pawn will go to help and might be dangerous. Actually, I don't see how white can be dangerous at all, nearly. So
Yeah, maybe g4, g5, h4, h5, h6 is interesting as well. But yeah,
pushing all those
if
pawns, yeah.
black plays h6, then before, for example, after g4, then it's still not a lot. No, this it shouldn't be that much. Black should have enough ways to deal with all the problems that might occur here. Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, this is the current position, and this is the first move of this big match, Lebanon against Bahrain. And I guess we are going to switch to another board of the same match. That might be the second board, actually.
All right.
Wow, and this is
Yeah, this is the second board indeed.
yeah, and this is the first time that actually a player has such a, I guess, a, such a high rated. I mean, the candidate master Maureen Tomb has quite a high rating on Chess.com, 2555.
Yeah.
But according to the title that I see, candidate master, I guess might not be his real life OTB.
No, it might be good to clarify this up as well. The ratings that you see in front of their names are actually the Chess.com names, the Chess.com ratings.
Yeah.
So we'll try to keep you posted on the actual ratings that they have. So, Mr. Maroon Tom, actual rating is 2177, playing against Al Gashra Ali with a rating of 2003.
Yeah. So actually is quite, I guess, black is favorite here, but yeah, there will be a fight in this game. What about this position? What about which opening was that?
Yeah, it looks like a maybe some sort of black lion position. Well, actually, no, it should be a d4 opening with an early bishop b4, I believe. So this could be some sort of nimzo or a Queen's Indian decline, I believe. It looks like such an
So
opening.
was
Okay, yeah.
yeah was
Yeah, okay. This is the black lion setup in I think it's called I don't know what it's called actually. No, I'm not sure.
Philidor. I guess it's called the Philidor setup.
Well, usually that's against one e4 and one, and then not against one d4 though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, maybe the chat can help us with that.
I
In
read
any
here on Chess.com Old Indian Defense, Ukraine 2 nights variation.
there you go. Okay, the old Indian defense. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alright. So this is the current position, and yeah, what about this position?
Yeah, so I think that white has a space advantage with the e4 and c4 setup, but yeah, what black is very solid, no weaknesses at this point, and it is hard to see how white is going to push. And usually in positions like this, it is black who's sort of more or less taking a waiting approach to see if white maybe over pushes at some point. And if white pushes in the wrong way or at the wrong time, then black can counter in a good fashion.
Yeah,
So yeah, one idea for black is maybe to play a move like Queen b6 to try to put some pressure on the d4 pawn, which
yeah.
is at this moment, yeah, one of the weaknesses in white's positions. Yeah.
So what do you think will be next move for white?
Well, bishop g2. I was just gonna say that it's normal to put the bishop on g2 so that it's yeah, just a little bit more protecting of the e4 pawn. Rook 88, normal move as well. Not necessary, but definitely an okay move. An idea that white has is maybe to play something like f4 at some point, but you need to be really, really careful about that move. If you ever get that in, then you need to be aware of some sort of counter for black. For example, if white plays Queen d2 and try to push the f4 pawn, for example, after a move like bishop c8, f4, e takes f4, g takes f4, knight h4 is an idea. And yeah, those are the advantages and disadvantages of a push like f4
Yeah.
here. So yeah, black needs to be very, very careful with pushes like that. So black does have ways to counter that.
Okay. So can be this f4 is tempting, but can be also dangerous. So let's see what is coming back. I guess we are going to move shortly to another game. The same we saw already board 1. We saw board 2. So let's go to another board that might be the first women board. I see a women FM here for Lebanon, and I guess a non-rated player, Zainab Balafo from Bahrain.
Yeah.
And here was a relopet with knight f6, castle d6, rook a1, a6, bishop take, this b takes c6. So I guess this is a mashup. Mashup is a term very famous in the music sector, but I think it's also a mashup of different opening. The Berlin and Steinitz that is with d6 as kind of a mix of everything here. And yeah, but let's see the final position that we have, because we see something very typical in the Spanish, that is a knight on f5, and yeah, it looks like white is doing well. Maybe Roland can give us a feedback about the players and the position.
Yeah, of course. So this is this is the first board for the women. So board 3 of the whole team. And yeah, positions like this are always kind of hard to judge. I mean, white does have an active knight on f5, but there are no real way to enter on the king side or on the queen side at this moment. So usually I think it's more of a positional approach, for example, with f4 and maybe e5 at some point, maybe also pushing the whole queen side with g4 and g5 at some point. Yeah, in this position, I would say that bishop g5 is an interesting idea to at least get rid of the bishop pair for black,
Yeah.
which is one of the biggest things that black has, of course, in this position. That compensates for the, I guess, the slight space disadvantage for black.
So
But
bishop
white is
d5 would
better.
be your suggestion, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, you trade off a dark square bishop. The bishop on f6 is quite strong here. And it's a good defender on
Yeah.
the king side. So maybe it will also open some king side possibilities there.
Yeah. Good. I like actually bishop g5, and as you said, it might also open some possibilities on the king side in order to attack the
Oh,
king.
I forgot to mention something. Is after f4, knight goes away, let's say to g6. E5 is not possible because of queen takes f5, but bishop takes c5 was maybe interesting. But yeah, bishop takes c5 wins a pawn, it seems.
So we have a concrete line here due to the fact that after f4 the knight has to leave the queen unprotected. And why bishop takes c5 immediately isn't... Yeah, because at the end of all the line the bishop on the knight on c3 might be hanging. So let's say bishop take, pawn take, queen take, knight take, rook take, and at the end of the line the knight on c3 is hanging. So this is the reason why f4 is important and kicking the knight away. So let's see. Okay, but bishop g5 is on the board. Really? Okay, the point is, I think, like ideas is that if a knight take, this knight will be hanging, but I guess white has something better than all these.
Oof,
Maybe
yeah.
even knight h6, I don't know.
That's a tough. This is bishop takes e4 is such a ballsy move, I must say, by the way. Let's see.
Oh, I understand. Or maybe not.
So, yeah, I was considering this. So after now, bishop takes f5.
There is bishop take
bishop
e5.
takes, yeah, that wins a piece. So
Yeah.
what happens after? Okay. Yeah, so it should not
No,
work.
but I want to check which one. Yeah, knight h6 is incredible.
Wow, really?
Knight h6. Yeah, because might
Oh,
be...
yeah, queen takes h6 in the
Yeah.
end. Ah, nice. Show it on the board. Yeah, g takes h6, bishop takes f6, bishop has to go, and then queen takes h6, and it's unprotected maze. Nicely done, Alessia.
Well, I didn't see all that. Was just intuition.
Don't say that. That was brilliant.
No. I can't fake that.
You have chess instincts.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
Seems like a dangerous noise, but should be everything under control. So bishop take f5 and queen take f5 is the current position. And yeah. All right.
Yeah, so this bishop takes e4 is too much probably from the player from Bahrain. Although I do like the initiative there. It's it takes some courage to play a move like that.
So this seems like very promising for white. For Elena from Lebanon. So maybe it's time to move to another board. It gotta be, I guess, the second women board. Oh, actually that's interesting because I see... no, it's Lebanon. It's another women FM. So, yes, Lebanon has two women FM. In the women's for the women boards, which is not bad at all. And I
No,
guess it's also
that's a big reason why they are the favorite in this pool. Yeah,
because they have strong women playing. So yeah, that's for sure an advantage. And here, I guess black is doing well. I don't see central pawn, white central pawn in the center. It looks like they disappeared. Instead, I see all the 8 pawns for black. So I guess my conclusion is that black is 2 pawn up.
seems like it. You would say that knight takes d5 might be a bit too much because of the battery on the d file. Because if the bishop on d3 moves, then maybe the knight on d5 can be somehow tricked somehow. But the fact is that the bishop on f4 is attacked.
Yeah, exactly. I
So it
think
first
this
has to
is
move, and then the knight on d5 can simply move, and then black can be. Actually, it's 2 pawns up. Yeah,
yeah.
it's 2 pawns up. So yeah, then yeah, this is looking really, really good for Lebanon once again. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So Lebanon is doing really great here. And now I think knight take f5 is very good in order to liquidate a bit of piece to protect also in a not in an indirect way h6, and
Mhm.
I think it's really a comfy position for black.
Yeah, now a move like 95 would be good, and yeah, perfect.
Here we are. So okay, black is playing good moves, putting pressure, changing pieces, and advancing towards his goal. So maybe let's go to the junior boards then,
All right.
if we have them. Yes, yes. This might be the junior board, I guess. The junior male board. I guess here we have, and we have Jawad against Salman Al Mahmoud. So what about this opening was an English opening? Do you have information about the player?
Yeah, it's indeed board 5, so that means that's the youth board, indeed. So yeah, let's take a look. Oh, maybe I should also mention what their ratings are actually.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lebanon player is 1693, and Al Mahmoud is 1588. So yeah, it's an equal match on rating on paper at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then now, of course, what about the game? Well, I like black so far actually. Yeah, black has more developed pieces at the moment, no apparent weaknesses, and the bishop on h3 is very annoying for white. So, and of course, if the rook moves, for example, to the e file, then to at least save the rook, then the f file might be very dangerous, a very dangerous operation center for black.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this position for black. It seems like there is a lot of play. Might be at one point 95, or also trying to bring the queen. Might also be c6 an idea. I mean, there are many possibilities. I guess white black is doing pretty well. So yeah, it's a good chance for Bahrain to try to get 1 point on this board.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, so once again, I know the ratings are a bit confusing. Those are the Chess.com ratings and not the official FIDE ratings.
Yes.
So I'll do my best to keep you guys updated of what the actual ratings are of the players in the meantime.
Yeah, thank you, Roland. And I think here we have already a 5-0 for Qatar, so might be due to connection problem again, and also a 3-0 for Gabon against San Marino. So I guess it's the standard results due to connection problem. I don't think the game already over.
It's the same as happened in the first round. So unfortunately, Democratic Republic of the Congo state is unfortunately with 5-0 down. And the first board is actually a 2400 player against a 1800 player. So Qatar is very likely to get a 6-0 victory.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's hard. Let's try to find maybe the last board of this of this match, that is already a game over and is a victory for Lebanon. We see an advantage of a queen and two rooks and a mate on the board. So queen b4 checkmate is here. So yeah, I guess Lebanon is already winning, is 1-0. And I guess also on the other board, we found just one board where Bahrain was doing good. So
Yeah. So we are now back to the top board, it seems, and the top board of the match. And yeah, so we figured that this wasn't much for either player, but I do think that, well, it's a trade-off. White did get a protected pass pawn on b5, but black also has a connected pass pawn on d4. So yeah, rook h3 is easily met by rook f7. I don't see any concrete ideas for either player. So yeah, they have been trying. So they are not. This was not an attempt to go for a quick draw.
yeah.
They are actually trying to complicate matters, and it's getting more interesting now.
Yeah, something like rook h3, rook h6, trying to win the e6 pawn.
Yeah, that's true. So what I said about rook f7 is not true actually. So what does it's actually black to move? Okay.
Yeah, it's black to move, so he has an extra time because an extra tempo. Because if not, rook h3, it looks so good for white.
Yeah. So how to counter that? Probably with a move like h5 to answer rook h3 with rook h8 simply.
Yeah. Yeah, this might be the way to do. But so what means that black has to find a move. And when you have to find a move, means that all the other move might be wrong. So you have a lot of chance to play a wrong move. But let's see. Let's move to other boards. Like this, we'll wait which move will be played here. And we are at the second board of this match.
This position. Okay, so a knight was traded on f5 for the bishop, it seems. So
Yeah.
what is this position? So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing that white has a double pawn on the f file. In some structures, you see that, for example, with h4, g5, it gives white some initiative. So that structure is not necessarily bad. It's black to move. So yeah, white is still having some pressure, I believe, in the position. We do have to check what e takes d4 is, though. If it wins material for black, for example, after rook takes e8, then maybe an in-between move like d takes c3.
But I guess rook take f8.
Yeah, but rook takes f8 and then take back the pawn, and well, is that true actually? You don't have anything better?
Might be that we have the computer at least is showing there should be something better here, so we try to figure out.
Oh, queen e3. Queen e3 is the way to go. Attacking the queen on b6, and after queen takes e3, rook e takes e3, and white has won the exchange. So yeah, so e takes d4 does not win material for black. Yeah.
But queen e3 is really a hard move to find.
Well, these are pretty strong players, so
that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will find it. Yeah. So okay, it's black to move. E takes d4 is such a tempting move to play, though. I mean, after rook takes e8, rook takes e8, rook takes d4. I'm guessing the d6 pawn is extremely weak, so it should be better for white. Yeah, this position should be better for white, and that's simply because the d6 pawn is very weak. So, but what happens if black does nothing? Also, an idea for white is to play c5, d takes c5, and d takes e5. So, yeah, now c5 is very tempting, actually.
Yeah.
So d takes c5, d takes e5, and then white has a very strong center, which looks
good.
good.
I like it. And after c5, can black do something else? Not clear, actually.
Queen c7 perhaps is okay. C takes d6, rook takes d6,
It's
and
still.
d5, rook takes d3. Queen takes d3, rook takes e5, and the exchanges are okay for black, it seems. Yeah. So, yeah, okay, the position is very, very interesting. A lot of dynamics in the position.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do believe that white is better here. White has better chances. An easy move to play is, for example, also h4 at some point. At some point, not
At
now.
some point.
Yeah. Stress the at some point.
Yeah. So maybe rook g3 not. Maybe bishop f3 and h4,
Could be.
protecting the pawn.
Sometimes d5 is also an okay move. Just close everything in the center and then start rolling on the king side with rook g3, h4, g5. Yeah, also very sound idea. Yeah, white has the ideas here. I don't think black has a lot of active ideas here. So we are closing in on time trouble as well. Both
Yes,
white player is down to 1 minute and 20 seconds, and the Lebanon player is down to 3 minutes more or less. So we are closing
definitely.
in on the time trouble, and I hope we get some exciting moments.
Yes, let me show you a mate here with two queens. This is the first women board, and also here we have another victory for Lebanon. This time on time. I guess the position is still quite crushing because black. Oh wow! Is not just I was saying is some pawn up, but it's actually a full rook and some pawn, two pawns, one pawn, soon two, one pawn. But okay, winning advantage. So let's move to
So
board 5.
yeah, we left way earlier. There's been a lot of development. So yeah, black has the center, materials about equal. I would say that the b file is going to be important for white. And yeah, black needs to be careful of the b file. Otherwise, the bishop on h6 is nicely pinning the e3 pawn. So maybe there are some tactics in the air with more d4 at some point. Yeah, a very complicated position. What I would be worried about from the black side is that b file and maybe the weak pawn on d5 at some point. Yeah, rook f1 also, yeah, putting pressure
I'm
on it.
honestly worried about d4. I don't know how to face d4 here, for example.
Well, there's maybe queen takes f6, I guess.
Ah, now he's hanging the piece. Okay, that's true.
And it's still maybe not that uninteresting d4. But okay, bishop g7 is the logical reply. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe even now, okay, d takes c4 is a threat for black, so exchange one time on d5 now. And maybe put the rook back on b1. I think the rook is perfectly placed on b1, so where it can maybe put some pressure on the 7th rank at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's better on. But okay, rook b1 maybe.
e4 I was also considering, yeah, just to block the g7 bishop forever, more or less.
Yeah.
And after d takes e4, knight takes e4 has to be played because after d takes e4, bishop on b2 is hanging.
Yes.
But yeah, it should be about equal. Both players don't really have extreme weaknesses in the position. White has a nice square on e4, but a weakness on d3 to take care of. So yeah, this position should be about equal. Although maybe I would prefer white slightly more because of the king on g2. In endgames, that king can maybe run to e4 at some point, and yeah, create a slightly better endgame for white. But it's once again not a lot, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's move to the first board. Let's see what is happening here. Also, this was more or less equal, and because we have an opposite color bishop hand game, there are still two rooks, and actually the move h5 was played as we saw, and then rook h8. So exactly as you suggested, the way to protect for black against rook h3, the rook h3, rook h6 threat. So
they are maneuvering around. It's still not clear if there's any progress to be made for either player, I believe. Yeah. I mean, at some point, maybe the b pawn could become dangerous. So, for example, if the bishop gets to e2 and then to f3, I was going to suggest that, and then the b pawn will be protected. So the b pawn can maybe start being pushed to the b7 square.
yeah.
They are now repeating.
So will probably be a draw. Yes.
Yeah. They are also both low on time, so that makes sense.
Yes.
You could argue that they could have done this 20 moves earlier as well.
Yeah, they wanted to fight at least. So let's see. I was going here. Yeah, I guess white is doing pretty well. It just played g4, I guess. Oh no.
Oh wow, there are lots of progress.
Yeah, there were lots of progress, and yeah, I think white just lost a piece because the bishop on c5, on c4 had no square to go. So that's why now we have this knight take b5, but now suddenly it's not so good anymore for white.
No, I don't think it was a case of over pushing for white. I think that black had probably some tactical motive that white missed somewhere. So yeah, even though you're better positionally, there are always some tactics in the airs, and that's why openings like the King's Indian and the Old Indian are still quite popular, especially in rapid and blitz play. So yeah. And there you go. This position is clearly better for black now. Yeah, the knights just need to go and being put on an active square, on active squares. But it's not so easy because the bishop on b5 is doing a good job. So, for example, if you put it on c4 at some point, and then queen d8, then the f7 pawn might become weak. So, yeah, this game is not over. Black is definitely in the driving seat, but there's still some work to do to actually.
But maybe queen e7, knight e5.
Yeah, so now bishop c4, for example. Okay, but now queen e1 and knight e4 is actually a good idea. Yeah.
Going for attacking. Always important in chess to keep active.
Yeah, it's not so clear yet. If you play knight e4, then white's just going to protect the pawn on f2 of queen d4. So, okay, now queen takes a5. Yeah, this position is not over yet. Queen f8. Does that work? Threatening bishop takes f7. I guess knight d5. Oh no, wait. There's also knight hanging on c5. So.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, it's not over yet. This is still, black has a long way to go. Especially now, black is. Oh wow, okay. I guess that we have to approach this game a little bit differently now. White is in the driving seat, can actually is threatening bishop f5 check now. Yeah, this was definitely a time trouble thing. Bishop takes f7 was threatening, and black didn't know how to deal with that. So now, yeah, bishop f5, and now.
Oh.
F4 is too much probably, but.
Maybe h4 and it's made like.
Yeah, queen c5 is also good. Yeah. h4 would have been probably
with the idea of g5 probably.
Yeah, but yeah, this is also fine. The g4 pawn cannot be taken.
Yeah. So I should be completely winning for white, I think.
Well, in time trouble?
I guess so.
3 b4, but then 95, knight takes g4. Oh yeah, 95. No, wow. Okay, yeah, this was a hectic. Yeah, time trouble session.
Imagine king g2 here. Not really. It's not winning a knight, a bishop. But okay. Okay, now we are close to. I mean, a4 was also a mistake, I guess. Now we are close to equal, as the pawn cannot be pushed. So.
They are playing extremely fast, but they do have 5 seconds increment. So
Yeah, but sometimes you are in the row and you are so nervous that you are going on the, yeah, you're not realizing, okay, I have time now. I can
sometimes
stop.
more a psychological thing than anything else. Yeah. So knight c6 now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, hectic time trouble phase. Both players were probably very nervous in this phase of the game. It's still not over though. King b5, king takes a5 would win a pawn still, and the g pawn is very well protected by the bishop on e4. So yeah, black has to be a bit careful here.
Oh,
Yeah, like king takes a5 simply start running with the pawns, and black still has a draw to prove here.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, before. Okay, but now knight c4, knight e3. Is it still winning?
I mean, I don't know. G2? I mean,
I think the king is close enough. So king a, yeah, or king b6. I would have probably tried, but yeah, the king should be close enough, and the knight as well. So g2, bishop takes, knight takes, and then the knight coming over, and it should be a draw. It's yeah,
yeah,
this should be an easy draw. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now the knight is uh, near enough to make a draw. Imagine king b6.
Yeah.
No,
All
but
right.
they are.
And I'm going to check the results a little bit
Yes.
if they are updated so far. Yeah, okay. So we saw this coming already. The match has been decided already in favor of Lebanon. It is right now a 4-1 lead for Lebanon. And as far as I can see, it's going to be a 4.5, 1.5 victory for the Lebanon team. So
Yeah.
yeah, the biggest match probably of this pool in this round is being decided in favor of Lebanon.
Yes. So Lebanon will take the lead. This is the scoreboard. We are in Pool B. This was the scoreboard before this round. So as you see, Bahrain and Lebanon were both leading with 8 points, so full points, and now they were facing each other, and Lebanon will take a clear lead of the tournament of the Pool B.
Yep.
And yeah, so okay, we have a draw. A draw is on the board, and this was the last game of the day. So, well, not of the day.
Of this round, everybody. We'll be having one more round after this. But so far, of course, Lebanon doing quite well. Qatar playing against Congo. They actually won with 6-0. So that will be updated shortly, of course. And yeah, Mali losing to Burundi with 4-2. And yeah, you'll see the scores later. Of course, we'll update you. We'll
Yes.
let you know what actually happened.
Yes,
In
we
a
will
nice.
go in a short break, and then we will be back with the results of round 5, all updated, and with the scoreboard, and ready to go for the last round of the Pool B for this day. So, see you in a while. And here we are. We are back for round number 6. We are at Base Division, Pool B. We just added the text there, so you can check at any moment which division we are, which pool we are, and the round you also see. We actually we can see immediately all the results of round 5. We'll start from results and from pairings, and then we will move to the game that will start in about 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. So we will be taking a look, of course, at round 6, and we once again have a very interesting matchup. So Lebanon and Bahrain was the big match in round 5, and in the next match we are going to have Lebanon versus Qatar, actually. So two of the leading countries in this pool once again facing off against each other. So we're definitely going to take a close look at that match. Yeah, very excited for that one.
Yeah. So once again, Lebanon, Qatar, and let's have a look at the standing. Like this, we understand where who is leading. I guess we all know that Lebanon is leading. But yeah, we see Qatar is immediately after Lebanon. So yeah, 9 points. Qatar won basically all the game, just one draw, and Bahrain and Burundi are following immediately after. So let's see. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what will happen. I think honestly that Burundi is doing well, but also Gabon have his chances to maybe, I don't know. Might be that Gabon had more direct match against, maybe he played already against Lebanon or Qatar. Instead, Burundi, I guess, didn't play none of them. Burundi played just against Gabon and then all the last teams. So
okay, so they still have the most tough matches ahead of them, I suppose.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll have to see who will qualify then. With the 4th spot, because it should be clear that the first 3 spots are most likely going to go to Bahrain, Qatar, and of course number 1 Lebanon. So yeah, we have an interesting bet there once again. I'm very curious to see how that will go. But more on that later. We are checking if the games are starting yet. They have not yet been started.
No, not yet.
So yeah, I guess we should maybe remind everyone a little bit about what the format exactly is. What is the base division? Why is this pool B? And stuff like that.
Yes, sure. So you want to remind everyone what we are playing?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a nice card for that for everyone to read. And yeah, so we are now at the base division, and that, of course, the Olympiad is a worldwide event. And yeah, it's split up into divisions, and each team features 2 open boards, 2 women boards, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. And yeah, of course, the team with the most points qualifies for the next division. There are 5 divisions in total, and the base division is going to qualify for the 4th division. The 4th division can qualify for the 3rd division, and so on until the top division is reached, and the top division will qualify for the stage 2. And stage 2 is where the money is at, where the medals are divided. So yeah, that will be the most exciting phase for sure. But we are now at the base division. The teams can qualify for Division 4, and here we also have the countries in Division 2 and the other divisions, the base division right here. So yeah, some countries that you might not have heard about before. So
Yeah.
for example, do you remember where Bhutan is placed, Alessia? Putting you on the spot there again.
Yes. Bhutan is Pool A, no?
Yeah, correct.
So it's near to Indonesia in the Pacific.
Ooh, so close. Yeah, there are countries participating that are close to that. But Bhutan is actually a country between the Himalayan and
Ah!
Chinese countries. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that is the joke we make is that I'm also a geography master. But yeah,
Yeah, and Alessia is trying to learn.
but it's nice that to learn that countries like this also have an interest, of course, in the game of chess. So that is why I really like the format of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it seems that we have at least a few games who are starting.
Yes, here we have the match of Bahrain against Gambia, and I guess we want to find Qatar against. We would like to find Qatar against. Okay, this game is. Yeah,
Maybe
but we don't have yet Qatar, so we will stay with the games we have. This is a match of the match of Bahrain against Gambia. It actually is, is as well interesting as Bahrain is one of the first, one of the leading teams with 8 points. So, and as soon as we have 4 games, we can also, go to check others. So, let's start maybe. No, this is not board 1. It's also another match.
Yeah, we are very excited to see the Lebanon Qatar match, so we are waiting for them to start. In the meantime, you can see some of the games that are started. There's not much to say about those games just yet. The opening phase is just beginning. And okay, we could talk a little bit about the matchups. Bahrain against Gambia. Bahrain is the clear favorite to win that match. Gabon versus Liberia. Gabon is the clear favorite to win that match. Mali against San Marino. That is actually 2 countries that are having some problems with the internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, if you were a betting man, that would be the most tough match maybe to bet on because you never know what's going to happen there. And then you have Congo against Burundi. I should say Democratic Republic of Congo, actually. And Burundi is there the clear favorite. But then you have Lebanon against Qatar, and that one is extremely exciting to follow. So
Yeah. So let's see. There are always new games, but I guess also, some games are a bit okay. This is Gabon against Liberia. So yeah, slowly we have a lot of games actually. Let's go through some openings. Next is we see which are the trends in this base division. So here we have a Sicilian with Bishop b5. Here we have a Scandinavian. Wow, this is a bit weird. With Knight f6. Okay, now I understand.
okay.
Here, okay, we have just one move per player. And here at Trompowsky, I love Trompowsky. What do you think about the Trompowsky?
It's a bit of an underrated opening. Most openings are about the Catalan, for example, or the Nimzo Indian, and with at least with c4 included. But I think that the Trompowsky is a very legitimate try to grab an advantage here. So
Mm-hmm.
not so easy to deal with that opening.
Yeah. So let's see just the ending position. Yeah, I still also hear a very early stage of the game. So let's see other openings. Here we have another Sicilian with d6, d4, and yeah, this is a Khan, the Khan line of the Paulsen Khan. It's called in many ways. I played it myself.
Okay.
Here we have the 4-knight game variation. I'm really just looking shortly the opening. I'm curious about the trend here. Okay, this is we gotta see a bit more moves. Okay, it's an Indian game. And here we have the King Fianchetto G3. Wow, do you remember how it's called this opening for white?
This opening for white?
Yeah.
Uh, oh wow. No, not really actually, Alessia. What is this opening called?
The hippo. I think I said you 4 months ago when actually just the bishop on d2 is weird, should be on b2, and the knight should be on d2, and this is called hippo.
The hippo. So actually, yeah, like the Witte is saying in the chat, it is actually, is it then like a reversed hedgehog?
Uh, well, not yet. Similar, but I guess hedgehog is not with two fianchetto, or am I wrong?
Well, the hedgehog is, yeah. Ah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. The hedgehog you don't play with g6 and bishop g7 from the
Yeah,
black.
I guess the bishop is on e2.
Yeah, usually the bishop is
Yeah,
on.
mostly there is a3. These pawn are there, but the pawn is on g2. It's a bit different, but yeah, we are there. We are there. Yeah.
So I guess you're gonna say that white is clearly winning in this game, or because you like the hippo?
Not really. I mean, I know that this is actually no. I never play the hippo, but actually I like a lot to play against the hippo. But it's funny because I don't even know why. I mean, doesn't look like an hippo at all. But I know that this is the game of for this structure, and that's it. Don't play this.
Don't play this. All right. I will not. I will definitely not. Yeah. So yeah, I like black also in this position. Black just has more space. Maybe could throw a b5 move in there to grab even more space. So queen c7, b5 comes to mind. It's an interesting idea. Otherwise, maybe h5, h4 at some point to create some attack on the king side somehow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely like black. Black has more space, has more of the center squares. So yeah, and the bishop on d2 is a bit awkward. So maybe you would reroute that bishop to b2 at some point. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Didn't
looking.
follow the rules of the hippo. Bishop on b2. Also, is this the clear sense of b3? So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to check other openings. Here we have something, the Scotch defense, probably the Scotch gambit with bishop d3. This I've never seen.
Uh, yeah, bishop d6. Well, I've played that very often, bishop d6,
Oh,
but when I was younger, when I
oh.
was 7 years old or something. Yeah.
7 years old. Okay.
Yeah. So bishop d6 is a normal developing move, but you usually want to keep the d pawn, of course, available for pushing. So you want to push the pawn to d6 so that the bishop on c8 can come out. So
Yeah.
yeah, but actually bishop d6 is sometimes an idea. For example, you see it in the four knights,
Mm-hmm.
where white plays three knight c3, knight f6, and then bishop b5. There, bishop d6 is actually one of the main lines. So it's not, bishop d6 in itself is not that bad of a move, but you do need to follow it up with in a good fashion. For example, if black in this position plays knight f6, short castle, rook e8, and bishop f8.
In this position.
Yeah, for example, white plays short castle, black plays knight f6. Let's say knight takes d4 or something. Then after short castle, rook e8 and bishop f8, the bishop is normally stationed there. So yeah, just some random moves in there, but I hope the idea is clear so that the bishop can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see that sometimes in certain openings.
Yeah. All right. Here, how could black try to develop this bishop? The bishop on c8.
Yeah, sometimes also b6 and bishop b7 is an idea. Yeah, but usually they put the bishop back to f8 and then d6. But okay, compare this to the bishop c5 moves or another move. Bishop d6 is clearly inferior, of course. So yeah, but still, I just wanted to indicate that it is slightly underappreciated. Bishop d6 is not that bad of a move. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Oh, we have already result here. Oh,
Ooh, that's a mate. Okay.
That's a mate. That's a nice mate.
This is Liberia versus Gabon, and Liberia is won. Yeah, has won this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's 1-0 for Liberia. Which board was this?
I
Let me check.
guess I closed that.
This is board. Okay, I have to check the names now. So, okay, give me some moment.
Okay, I will check also. This other mate is another checkmate. Here we have Bahrain against Gambia, and there is a mate on f7, and so in pine for Bahrain. So I guess let's have a look at this game. Is another game of Bahrain Gambia that, as I said, is another interesting match, as Bahrain is one of the leading teams in this competition. And what about this position? The material seems pretty equal. There is a knight attacking queen and knight, but is black to move, and probably black is going to take the knight. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And we are looking at board 2 of the women.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, board 4 of the whole match. And yeah, after d takes e5, black can play queen takes d1. Black is better here, I would say, for sure, because the pawn on e5 is easier to attack than the pawn on e4. You see this in other openings as well, especially the Vienna opening. So e4, e5, knight c3 is that opening. And yeah, the e4, the main idea here is that the e4 pawn can be protected by the bishop, for example, with bishop f5, while the e5 pawn has no direct defender, and so it is harder to defend for white.
Yeah, so according to what you said, I guess that the best move is to play bishop f5, protecting the bishop, not trading it, because if not, I guess would be pretty equal.
It's also okay. But the problem with bishop takes d1 is that the rook might come in on d7 if you ever start to attack the e5 pawn. So.
Okay. Yeah. So
Well,
bishop
like
f5 seems solid, and this pawn will have probably white is going to lose that pawn, because there is.
There might be some way to save it, perhaps with a move like f3 or something, but it's definitely black who is having the fun here. So
Yeah,
white,
I agree.
needs to-
Yeah. All right, so let's move to another game. Here we are. Let's update the game, because it went a bit farther on. Oh. So.
Wait, white is a piece down at the moment. Okay, but it's clear that white has compensation. The question does white have enough? It seems like a bishop f4 is a
Yeah,
nice
rook a1, bishop e4, and d6 maybe,
Yeah.
no?
and d6. Yeah, most likely already winning material back if black counters that with e7. So instead of the rook e1, knight e7, probably king f8 is the better move. And yeah, it's clear that white has a lot of compensation. I don't see a direct way to win back the piece though, but it is when white pushes d6, there are ideas with knight e5 and knight g5 in the position. So yeah, very good compensation for.
Yeah, what we can say is that all the white pieces are playing greatly, are active, ready to join the game. The rook are really ready to go towards the center to attack the king. Instead, black pieces are still in the first rank, and will be hard to bring the rook out and the bishop on c8. So yeah, it's like if black is temporarily playing with 2 rooks and 1 piece down. So when this is for sure not so nice.
Yeah, at least for the moment. Yeah, black wants to, of course, bring all those pieces into play. And actually, just to mention, this is the board 1 of the match.
Yeah.
And so these are the best players. And let's see. Rook AE1, king f8, then we need to find something good for white.
Yeah, yeah.
So that will be the question of this moment at least. So yeah, there you go. Rook E1, the most natural move to play, is already a mistake according to the computer.
Yeah.
There you go. Positions like this look very nice, but you do have to know how to play sacrifices like this.
Yeah.
So
Because you have to be fast, and might be something connected to knight g5, knight e5 or knight g5 and d6.
yeah, that is a very good idea. Yeah, d6, one of the main ideas here. And yeah, with knight e5 on the next move. So what happens then after bishop takes d6? That's the
Maybe
question.
bishop g5. Oh, sorry, knight g5.
And then knight h6.
Haha. Indeed.
Oh, yeah, not so easy. You do have to be.
Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah. I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
I think check here might be an idea. I was looking what if king f8. I can take here, queen take, rook here, and the queen has no square to, I think, to go on the diagonal, and I want to give a check. But maybe the queen has a square.
Queen b6. It's
Queen
still
b6, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking you if you go back a few more moves, then knight g5 would be interesting here. Yeah, in this position, and after knight h6, give a check with rook e1, king f8, for example, and now queen e4 looks very good. Threatening mate on e8, and maybe knight takes h7 is also an idea at some point. Yeah, queen e4 looks very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, that's good.
Still, what happens after g6? After g6, queen d4.
And we have the 6. The 6 is on the board.
Yeah, very nicely done. Yeah, I think he's moving on in a good fashion. Actually, shall we show how actually this piece sacrifice came on the board?
Yes. So we have c3. Oh, so black lost just a tempo. I think this cannot be too great. So they take queen b3, queen e7, knight takes c3, knight a5, queen a4, knight takes c4, queen take back, c6, and knight d5. Wow, that's interesting, I have to say.
That is that takes on balls.
Yeah.
d5. It's a move I would not even consider. I would just play a move like bishop f4. You have nice compensation already for the pawn, more development. E5 was also an idea, by the way, with the idea to play knight e4 and knight e6. But
yeah.
Okay, knight d5, very interesting move, and it seems that it works out for white. So
yeah, that seems like. So c take, queen d6, bishop f4, queen b6, and d6. Oh, we have more moves. Knight f6 and rook a e1. So somehow similar to what we saw. The point is that now the knight on f6 cannot defend anymore the pawn on f7. So I guess that white is really going to play just knight g5 or knight e5 and and win that pawn.
It's still not 100% over. It looks kind of over, but after knight g5, black can maybe play rook f8, I believe, with the idea. Well, white was threatening mate, knight takes f7, but after rook takes f7, queen takes f7, bishop takes d6. Maybe there's still some chances for black to hold, but it looks extremely dangerous.
I guess bishop g5 is good, pinning the knight, and then it looks really kind of desperate, I guess. So this, take, this, and bishop g5. And seems very, very good for...
Followed by queen takes g7, perhaps winning more material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So this is looking very nice, very nicely played by the white player there.
Yeah. So okay, let's. We have already some results. So let's have a look at that. This is the same match that we are following. Is Bahrain against Gambia. So yeah, and White is winning here. I guess that there was a resignation. As you can see, the black pieces are sleeping at their home, and instead all the white pieces were invited to the party.
They
And
couldn't get out of bed, yeah? Those pieces. The pieces could not get out of bed, yeah?
yeah, the pieces were they're already sleeping. They missed the alarm, and instead you see all the white pieces reach the party destination, and the king feels very alone there, surrounded of white pieces. And yeah, I mean white is just 2 pawn up, so okay, I mean you can
Awesome.
still playing on, but this position is already quite desperate, I think.
Of course.
Bishop
Definitely.
Bishop c5 is coming, knight a5 is coming. Also to change a pair of rook and then to bring the other one, just eliminate another piece protecting, and just the bishop cannot go out. The knight cannot really, I mean, can go out, but is not make. So yeah, it's really a tough position to play. So I guess is hopeless.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is looking very good for Bahrain. It seems to be a very one-sided affair so far. So just to clarify, we are once again waiting for the Qatar and Lebanon games to start. We are waiting for those, but in the meantime, we are, of course, taking a look at the other matches as well.
Sure. And here we have a similar moves to what we thought: knight g5, rook f8, and rook d1, which is interesting. Probably white wants to protect the d6 pawn. Anyway, f7 will be hanging. There is no way to protect that pawn. So yeah, white says, I am in no hurry. I will take the f7 pawn after protecting the d6 pawn.
Yeah, it shows that he knows what he's doing and that he's assessing the position correctly. Yeah. So yeah, I cannot say anything else than that this is a very, very good game from the white player. Yeah.
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 Here we have, okay, this is a different match. Is I guess Mali against San Marino, where white won here.
Very nice trick. Actually, rook takes e6.
Rook takes e6. There was a bishop there. Okay.
Yeah, knight takes e6 would have also won, I believe. But after f takes e6, the idea is that after rook takes f8, king takes f8, knight d7.
Sorry, after
f takes e6.
Okay.
Rook takes f8, king takes f8, knight d7 is a nice knight fork there.
No, it's very nice. And after knight take.
Yeah, knight takes e6, f takes e6, and then bishop takes h7, wins an exchange.
Yeah, so very nice.
Yeah, very nice by the Malian player there.
Yeah.
Let's see, I believe this is board 1, but let me check real quick.
He's a FIDE master from Mali, Bakary Traoré.
Yeah, this is the first board indeed. So San Marino was down already 3-0 because actually what's the deal with San Marino? They couldn't find women players for their team. So that is why they are constantly 3-0 down at the start of the match.
Yeah.
So Ezio Rifi unfortunately lost to Bakary Traoré from Mali. And that means that Mali already won the match because they are 4-0 up.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we should we should move to another board. Maybe we can come back to this board that is we are following a lot. So as we expected, knight e8, and f7 is just following, but now d6 is also attacked. So bishop take d6, and it's good, but not yet. Maybe bishop g5.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Winning the e8 knight, it seems.
Yeah,
because after
because
knight f6, queen takes g7, still win,
yes, yeah.
more or less.
So I guess this game is really going in the right direction for Bahrain, and yeah, let's move to the next. Oh, we have rook take d6, another sacrifice. I mean, this player is really sacrifice everything he wants, everything he can, and it's not like sacrificing everything, but
Seems to,
um,
seems to be
everything is good to sacrifice is doing.
it seems to be working. Yeah, I guess everything works here for white. The position is just that good.
Yeah, I
Queen
think
f8.
this is the idea
Yeah,
behind this.
black could still try to hold on after queen f8 with knight e8 but yeah, it's more or less delay of execution. White,
Yeah,
it's clearly better after bishop g5, king c7, and then taking on e8. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and white's initiative keeps going.
Okay, let's look at this mate here. I was too late, sorry, but this was just 1 second ago. This mate on the board, always very nice to watch some mates. So this is a point. One more point for Bahrain. That is at least 2-0 according to my calculation. And here is the other board of Bahrain. And also here is I guess is mate in 1.
Yeah, after queen
Queen
g3,
g3.
rook h1, simply.
Yeah, rook h1, king take g3. There are so many mates. Also, oh no.
Yeah, yeah, nice mate.
Yes, also queen e2 was made. Also queen f2. I like it.
Ah, there you go. Bishop takes g3 also.
Also, okay. Let's find the ultimate here.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
bishop takes g2. Come on, there is king h3.
Oh, there's a pawn on g.
Grandmaster.
There's a pawn on g4, Alessia.
Ah, it's my pawn. No.
Oh, that backfired, didn't it? Okay. Well, seems that actually the Qatar games are online.
Yeah.
We still need to check how we can get to those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us a second for that. It seems that we do have a result already, and that is that the Lebanon last board won against the Qatar last board. So yeah, Lebanon is doing well so far.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if we can get the games there. And yeah,
Yes, let me check the first board. Might be possible to find it. Mm-hmm.
okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Lebanon versus Qatar, the biggest match of this round, of course. With I am playing on the first board for Qatar and a FIDE master playing on the first board of Lebanon. And yeah, that is exactly this is this the board?
Yeah, this is the first board. Lebanon against Qatar. We have an international master against a FIDE master, and I guess this is a critical position.
Yeah, so white is 2 pawns up, but black has very active pieces at the moment. The queen on a4 being very annoying for the white player. You want to push the pawns on the queen side, but that is not so easy to do with the queen on a4 somehow. So, but okay, it's definitely white who has the better position. So that means that the international master is actually in a bit of trouble here against the FIDE master. Actually, I played against the FIDE master when I was playing in the Lebanon Open tournament in 2017. Yeah,
Wow.
I was struggling, but eventually with the white pieces, I managed to win that game. But I know that he's a very tough opponent to face.
Please remind me, where is Lebanon?
Okay, Lebanon is a country very close to, for example, Palestine and Israel, and it's in an Arabic country, I
Okay.
believe. But
Got it.
let me check that real quick. If I'm not mistaken, taken. Yeah. Yeah, it's right above Israel. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, okay. I did not check that at all. Okay. Knight c4. Yeah, okay. So white is still on top. Bishop takes c4, rook takes c4 should be. Actually, doesn't white win simply an exchange after knight c6 then? Seems like it, yeah.
Knight c6.
So bishop takes c4, rook takes c4, and then knight c6.
Yeah,
Or immediately knight c6. I guess that also works, yeah.
yeah, because he's attacking the queen, and if rook take, you take with the rook, clearly. So
You are giving up your queenside pawns, perhaps, but I think that yeah, it's clear that white is on top in this game. Yeah,
yeah, this is good as well. White is doing well. Let's see. Yes, and we have bishop take, rook take, bishop c6, queen c, knight c6, sorry, queen c7, knight take e7, queen take e7. And white is a solid exchange up. And I think b5. Ah, no, no, no. Because b4 would fall into bishop e5 probably.
yeah, it's a trick to watch out in any case, indeed. Yeah, queen e2. Okay, the players are closing in on time trouble, but remind everyone, mind you, everyone, they do have 5 seconds increment per move. So that means that the time trouble phases are not as hectic as we will see without increment, unfortunately. Although we did see some really, really hectic moments already, with mate in ones being missed and queens being given away, evaluations totally jumping for one side to another. So yeah, it can be very exciting, and we are
Yeah.
hoping for some exciting stuff.
But here is quite stable as the opponent are quite strong. But yeah, maybe.
I don't think the FIDE Master will have any problems converting this endgame.
Yeah.
If this was an over the board game, I'm sure that Black would have already resigned. But yeah, let's you never know. I mean, with online chess, you never know. So,
Yeah,
Mal-
so we have actually other games of Qatar in Qatar against Lebanon, and this might be the first women board. No, the second.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the first women board ended in a draw, and the second board actually was a win for Lebanon. So Lebanon is leading with 2.5 versus Qatar. And if the board number one that we just checked wins, then Lebanon would have won this this big fight in the group.
Yeah.
Well. So Lebanon going extremely strong here.
And actually, I guess it's over. Yes, we have a resignation. Was enough after Queen d5. Black consider his position lost and decides to resign.
Yeah. So also here, Lebanon doing great. So I guess it will be a big result for Lebanon because Lebanon is a piece up here. Yeah, the board too, and yeah, it should be over in a matter of time. Yeah, a piece up, initiative on the king side. The queen side is under control. White has a pawn for the piece, but it's not really. It doesn't really matter here at this point. So yeah, this should be over.
Yes.
I guess the right strategy here for Black would be to just exchange queens and then run towards the end game. For example, a move like queen. Okay, queen d5 played. I would have played maybe queen f4 to simply try and simplify and then make use of the extra piece at some point.
Yes. Okay, let's move to I guess the last board. No, the junior board, the youth board. Here we have
5.
The same match.
White's a pawn up.
Yeah.
And has the initiative in this position. So yeah, this is going to be a big. As far as we can see, this is going to be a huge result for the Lebanon team. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although
one step one step closer to the first place, the first place of the category. So
Yep.
Lebanon is leading.
Rook d5, rook takes d4. Okay, white is a little low on time with 19.5 seconds. But once again, increment is there, so I don't think that should be a problem for the youngster from Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that means that Lebanon actually already has won the match, of course, with a
Yeah.
3.5 as the current standings.
So we try to have fun with the last games. Here I see, okay, white has few time. I saw some time running out, less than 10 seconds. Okay, now there are 17 seconds for white, but still the time is very few, and also the position is going sideways. White had to give away the queen, and there is even a rook hanging on d2. Yeah, now the rook would be hanging on d2. But I guess black can basically play every move here, and yeah.
Well, mouse slips are still maybe available. You know, many players lose games because of mouse slips. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If black makes a few, then perhaps.
Now time is over.
Well, trying to think positively, you know.
Yeah, it depends which perspective, because might be that for one player is thinking positive, for the other is thinking negative.
Yeah, yeah. Glass half full, glass half empty. Yeah. Well, yeah. It never hurts to try, you know. Maybe there are some mouse slips in the position.
Yeah, but could hurt the player that is completely winning. This is what I mean.
Yeah, for example, if you pre-move here, rook takes e6, then would be disastrous because of rook a1 mate. It could happen, you know. It could happen. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're in the moment, you're in the adrenaline phase, and suddenly this makes it work. It could happen.
Yeah, actually, I think that now white is in trouble. I mean, the g3 pawn might be lost, and also, yeah, I don't think that white will win this game anymore.
No, it should be, but it should also definitely not be lost, because even if black gets one of the two pawns on the king side, the rook is on e8 attacking the e6 pawn, and so it should be, yeah, I think it should be a draw actually. I think
Yeah.
they should change all the pawns and then it's a draw.
Yeah, but still is. I mean, I guess it was in a
Yeah.
great position, great advantage last time, and now suddenly, there are very good chances for black to draw this endgame.
Yep.
So okay, there are for sure moves. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, it's 4 rook check, 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 check.
Okay. Yeah,
And
it's
draw.
a draw by repetition. So
Yeah, which was smart. Was maybe the easiest way to get a draw here.
either player would have maybe tried to play on. Well, I don't think white had a choice to play on actually.
No,
Because-
white I think had no choice. Black had the choice to take on g3, I guess, or not.
Yeah, but that would be leading to a draw most likely. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I would have taken on g3 and then. But yeah, I mean, if you grab one of the other pawns, the f4 or the h pawn, then white's going to grab the e pawn and then attack the h6 pawn. So, and
Yeah, exactly.
even if the h pawn is alive after all of that, it still should be a theoretical draw.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, once again, half a point for Lebanon. So the score is going up and up for Lebanon. And in this game, we have Mali versus San Marino.
Yes. This is one of the last games. Here, San Marino, the FIDE master from San Marino, Danilo Volpinari, is leading. is winning, actually, not just leading. So this endgame should be pretty comfortable for him. Actually, could you give us information about his real rating? Because 1600 looks a bit few for me.
I will. So Danilo Volpinari is a FIDE master, and his current rating is actually 1946. Once again, the ratings you see are actually the Chess.com ratings and not the FIDE ratings. So yeah, I'll try to keep you updated on that, of course.
Yes.
And we now are in a different match, it seems.
Yes, I just changed to the this and the other game are the only game left in the for this round, for this sixth round. And I guess this is still a bit more fight than the other, because the other position seems to me like a straight win, a clear win for white. The pawn is just going to queen. I guess we are going to see a victory for the San Marino player. So let's have a look at this position.
Okay, so yeah, we are now looking at the board one in the match against between Gabon and Liberia. So yeah, Liberia is Jacob Jalla and is FIDE master with a rating of 1902, and Mr. Bongo Barthélemy is a candidate master with a rating of 1887. So more or less this match is balanced. So
Yeah.
both have more or less the same rating. But it seems that black is doing well, more pawns, and no threats in the position so far.
Well, I see a threat. Queen e7 with the idea of knight f6 and queen f8 mate.
Okay, yeah. So I play h5. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. And now the knight needs to go, and there are no knight f6 threats again.
Yeah, I guess that queen queen e6 might be a good. Okay, also queen here might be better probably.
That
Because
works. Yeah, that works. Queen takes f5, knight takes f5, knight c4 wins by the pawn. But after that,
after queen d4, which one was the move?
I guess knight. Yeah, okay, that makes things a bit more difficult. But I guess you just push the pawn with b5. And black has very good winning chances after that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But exchanging the queen seems like to resign for me, because to play against those two pawns is very hard, especially because the king are very hard. And
white does win a pawn back with knight c4, but because of a4. Very nice move here. The pawn on b6 cannot be taken because then the a pawn will
it's too fast. Yes.
Yeah. So slight miscalculation from the white player there, I believe. And now it's very easy win for black. The pawns are being pushed and there's no way.
Yes. So it's a GGO for black. Black brings a point home, I guess.
Yeah. So that means we've got all the results. We are going to update the results for you and bring them to you, of course, after this game is officially over. It should be taking not too much time, actually. While I'm talking, the game is over. White resigned and black managed to win. And I think with that, it's clear that Liberia won the match against Gabon. Actually, that is interesting for the standings, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. Let's see if we have the standings as well. So the results are here. We have we need some update, but they are coming as we see. Bahrain is won by far 6-0. San Marino Mali was a victory for Mali 4-2. I guess that, as Roland said, three board of San Marino were not playing. And there is a 6-0 for Burundi against Congo. And Lebanon won against Qatar 5-1. So we're quite strong victory, at least for Lebanon, Burundi, and Bahrain. And I guess that Liberia and Gabon. I mean, Liberia against Gabon, we just saw the last game. It was a victory for the player of Liberia. So I guess that Liberia won actually.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Gabon was actually number 4 in the standings, and Liberia was number 5 in the standings. So that is important for the standings of the base division. So, mind you, everyone, the top 4 teams, of course, are going through to the next division, the 4th division, which will play next weekend. And yeah, so far looking very good, I believe, for the already top 4 teams, except for Gabon, who just lost their match.
Yeah, so we are ready to show the scoreboard. Like this, we have a clear idea who is where, which team is where. So yeah, Gabon lost. Lost. So is at 5 points. Liberia is now number 5th, and the leading teams are the 4 that you already named: Lebanon, Bahrain, Burundi, and Qatar.
Okay, so I was slightly mistaken. Liberia and Gabon were not number 4 and 5, they were actually number 5 and 6. So
Yes.
Liberia going strong, maybe still play for the number 4 spot in tomorrow's last 3 rounds of this base division.
Yeah, we will see. We will see.
Exciting games. Lebanon, Bahrain, and Burundi still going strong. Qatar as well, even though they lost against Lebanon. But yeah, tomorrow still 3 rounds to go. Anything can still happen. And yeah, very exciting chess ahead of us still.
Yes.
Yeah, what was your favorite moment in this pool, Alessia? What stuck with you the most?
What about you? Let's start with you.
Of course, that's so easy. Okay, so I liked the peace sacrifice actually of what was it again? This 95 sacrifice.
Yeah.
Remember, this was absolutely not necessary, but I believe that the white player was just wanted to make things exciting with this peace sacrifice, and actually it turned out that the peace sacrifice was absolutely correct. It was a very good game from the white player there. So yeah, that's the one thing that comes to mind when I think of it. And yeah, so now it's your turn. Were you able to think of something?
I don't know. I will tell you when we are back in 2 hours. Like this, there is a bit of hype and expectation.
And that's a very nice bridge here. So we will be back in 2 hours, because then we will cover Pool C. And yeah, so yeah.
See you in 2 hours.
See you in 2 hours. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast so far. And yeah, I hope to see you there again in 2 hours, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.